Okay, my original plans was when I see the whites of her eyes and that we're both committed and the payment full immediately. I take possession of my package, you take possession of your package, I go about my way, you go about yours.
After his relationship with a Ukrainian woman ended, David Sarton set out to kidnap her from Kyiv and have her brought to the United States. He intended to confine her in a room until she was murdered. What you are about to see is how local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, working together with a federal prosecutor, saved the woman's life and ensured that justice was done. This is just one example of the many cases that have been investigated jointly by the Texas Rangers and the ATF.
I am closing up a room that will be only one way in and one way out. And she will not leave this place.
This was an evil killer lying in wait.
I mean, it was a modern day dungeon.
No windows, had a biometric lock on the door where only he could access. He had cameras all about the thing.
I would call it classified as a community. It's just a typical rural, small town community. Probably 400 to 500 people live there. It's non-incorporated. They do not have their own police department or fire service. What fire department they have is an all-volunteer fire department, all-volunteer EMS, and it's in Chambers County, just outside of Liberty County. My name is Grover Huff. I'm a major, company commander, Texas Rangers Company A. I've been with DPS for 31 years. Been in the Rangers since June 1st, 1997, so a little over 23 years.
My name is Joe Beatty. I'm an assistant U.S. attorney in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Beaumont, Texas, with the Eastern District of Texas, and I've been here for 25 years.
My name is Wesley Williamson. I'm a special agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. My involvement was, in the case, I was the undercover agent.
We're straight to Texas. Straight to Texas? Right. Well, hell, that'd be great. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be the easiest. But I'd rather she didn't know where she's at any time. Totally confused and lost. Put a bag over her head, just don't hurt her.
I think as everything formed together, it became very apparent that he was serious.
I am as serious as a heart attack, and more serious than that.
I always thought he was serious, but what took it to another level for me was when I found out that he was constructing this room and how elaborate it was and how he planned on keeping her there hostage for a time until he was going to go ahead and kill her. What made this case so unique was that when it started off, my first thoughts were, well, this can't be serious. This guy can't really think that he would be able to hire somebody and have a woman kidnapped from Europe and brought over here. And as the investigation went on, it became apparent that not only did he want to do this, but he thought he could do this, and he was prepared to do this. And with each step that he took, it became more obvious that this was an evil person here, and that he really wanted to get this woman over here and to kill her.
David told us he wanted to kidnap and murder Alana because he had gotten into a relationship with her as a mail-order bride-like thing, and then over the couple of years he'd I guess dated her. He would fly over, he'd give her money for school, and bought her jewelry, and I guess the expense of the travel just was astronomical. And then apparently at some point she broke it off, or he found out that she had a new boyfriend.
I've been scammed, and I'm not going to let it just walk away.
And that they weren't serious, that she had used a child to I guess make him close to her, and then just shut everything off on him.
How much money she get you for?
Well over $112,000. That's just in that country.
What do you think total?
348 to be exact. And when I pay you, you will receive my last dollar. I will have about $5,000 left. And when I spend that last dollar, I will develop a case of lead poisoning.
Sarton never interviewed, so we don't have his side of the story, but he did post a long manifesto on a website where he claimed that he was in love with and believed that he was going to eventually marry Elena. He and Elena apparently adopted a godchild, is what he referred to her, together. Spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, according to Sarton, traveling back and forth to Europe, traveling with her, paying for her to have singing lessons, hiring a recording studio for her to record her music. And when she spurned him, eventually, I think he was seeking revenge.
I wanted to mention one thing is that if for some reason I cannot do it myself, I will call you and allow that to be took care of. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The last thing we talked about.
Yeah, killer. Yeah.
And other than that, I'm ready. But you said you will confirm, make sure. Bring her purse.
I've never worked an offense where I was dealing with a foreign national potential victim, ever. And especially not one in the former Soviet Union. It was bizarre in the fact that this person was willing to go this far in what he was actually wanting to do and how much money he was willing and actually did pay. I tell people all the time, the usual murder for hire plot, the folks want to pay you $400 or trade you the title of their '87 Buick or something like that. This guy came up with $50,000 cash money to hire someone to kidnap a love interest in the Ukraine and bring her back to the U.S. where he could keep her captive and subsequently murder her whenever he was finished with her.
Ultimately, the success of this investigation was due to the outstanding efforts of local law enforcement, of the ATF, and the Texas Rangers.